Hey, welcome back in Man 2040 Business Technology Psychology Thinkcast. In the Thinkcast, we talk about business, technology, and psychology. And today, I'm going to talk something very important. Like if you are a manager, your IT manager, or your operational manager, or you're any manager in your company, your job is to manage people, correct? Right? So here is the term which is coined by Adam Grant, a psychologist in America. And he says that cognitive empathy. I repeat the term, cognitive empathy. We're talking about empathy these days. Now, empathy, one must have empathy. We need to talk with our customer with a great empathy, etc., etc. But the point is this. Listen carefully. If inside the company where you work, if among your team there's no empathy, then how can you believe that the product which will be developed by the team will be successful? Or how can you say that if there's no empathy inside the company will be productive, the work will be productive? Because if there's no empathy inside, how can we expect the empathy outside, right? So there is a term called cognitive empathy. And I give you exactly what I mean. Listen carefully. You're a manager. You manage a team of 10 people. And you see sometime in that group work, some person, he doesn't speak with other. He has problem with other person. Maybe you are manager. You talk differently to different people. And sometimes you know everything, correct? You know everything, what's going on, but you don't speak up. Now you are sitting near to each other. Two people are sitting near to each other in the same office, in the same team, in the same place, and there is an awkward silence, right? There's an awkward silence, and this silence kills each other. Inside your brain, there's a negative thought process, which is not really productive. You are doing your job. You are pretending to do your job, but you are thinking something else. Some other person is maybe giving you that, can you say that, mental stress? Correct. It happens. It happens everywhere where there's a group work. And now the question is how to solve this. More you enter in that downward spiral, more you think that, more you foster that negative thought process, it will hamper your productivity. And eventually there will be a time when you say, hey, listen, I don't want to work here. I leave the company, I go out, right? It happens almost everywhere in the world. Now the question is, what is the solution for this? The solution for this is a cognitive empathy. Cognitive empathy is what? Cognitive empathy is to break down that mental negative thought process and change it into the positive, right? Cognitive empathy doesn't mean that I need to show that I'm much smarter than you, I'm more productive than you, I look much better than you, and I'm I'm creating more value for the company than you. No. If you think in that way, you will burn out, because it's not just a 1-year job or 6 months or 2 years. We work for 30 years, 40 years, right? You cannot really burn yourself. If you are mentally burning yourself by competing with other teammates, somewhere down the line, you will completely exhausted. So that's not the right way. Right way is to develop cognitive empathy with other person. And how to develop this? First thing is, the time you see there's a stress inside the group when people are not talking to each other, there's a loss of silence. Sometimes it happens. This silence really kills. Buddha says that we keep that fear and doubt inside, and by considering the fact that other person will burn. In reality, it never happens. You burn yourself inside. You other person may or may not be, right? So first, what you do, be bold. First step, be bold. Okay, be vulnerable, and talk have a small talk with person. I stress this word, small talk. No one has time to have a bigger talk and bigger conversation. No, just a very small, sweet talk. And what happens? The time you do this, the time you are bold, the time you are authentic, the time other person feel that you are genuinely interested in him, and the time you are giving a chance to other person to have that small talk, what happens? It breaks down those all mental barriers. I give you example. What exactly I mean about this mental barrier? You join a company, right? At first day, your mind is completely fresh. You want to work. You want to show who you are, etc. And sooner or later, what happens? Whenever there's a conflict, you put one layer in your brain, right? Then next time you put another layer. Then third time you put another layer. I'm talking about these negative layers. And in 1 year time, this layer is so thick that your complete thought process is completely changed. At that time, you are not really productive. You don't really work in a more productive way, but you are pretending to work. You are just defending yourself rather than producing something really great, right? So what I will suggest you, if you are a manager, follow these 3 steps. Be bold. Show your vulnerability. Vulnerability means we all are vulnerable. We're human beings. We have our own ups and downs. We have on our positive traits, negative traits. But show your negative traits as well. Hey, listen, I'm a normal person like you. Very simple. And it helps to win the trust. Third thing is start with a small talk with a person. Small talk. And keep on making that small talk. If you do that, it breaks down all these mental barriers, and you feel that relationship come to that normal. Okay, follow this step, and I'm sure your team will be more productive. I'm sure the time you come back to home from the work, you will be relaxed, peaceful, and you will have a good time with your family as well, because you feel good about yourself. Thank you very much once again, and see you next time again. Goodbye.